What's up, everybody? You were tuned in to the Cris
Am all.
podcast, episode 31, noontime live stream. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. Hope everybody's having a good day, whether you're at work, you're off today, whatever you're doing. Hope you're having a good day. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about college football, week 12, week 11 football yesterday, all the games that went down over the weekend. We're also going to talk about Cassie and P.Diddy, Shakur Stevenson, and a lot of other things. So let's get to it. And we are back. Cris Mall podcast, episode 31, noontime live stream. What's going on, Maul? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm good, bro. Holiday weekend here, ready for Thanksgiving, man. Big week for us coming up, you know what I mean, on Sunday. I know you got a big game tonight. We'll talk about that first. So, but overall, man, I'm in great spirits, man. Healthy, good, man. How you doing, bro?
Can't complain, man. Off today, got done with that Formula One garbage.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. How did you feel about the overall experience, man? What'd you think? It's F1's first year out here in Vegas. We got it for another 9 years. So
They need to do it in a different time period. They don't need to do it in the cold. They need to do it when it's hot, when it's warm, not hot, when it's warm.
Yeah. Nah, for sure, man. I think overall the experience was it was cool, man. I watched the race, man. I watched the race at night, man. It was a cool viewing, man. I thought it was cool. They said they had over 300,000 people out there, man. So it seemed like people showed up and turned out for it. A lot of celebs came out for it. I agree with you though. I feel like this would have been perfect for like a Labor Day weekend. I know it would be annoying for people who got to work on the strip, but just how busy Labor Day weekend is. But you know what I mean? I feel like this would have been cool when pool parties is going, holiday weekend is going. But overall, man, it's cool, man. It's got to get ready for Super Bowl here soon, man. So get ready for that.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely got to get ready for that. All right, man. Let's get into the college football weekend, man.
Let's do it.
Talk about we always highlight the big games, the games that mean the most to us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We don't really get into everything, but of course we're gonna start with Michigan because that's where the scandal is. Jim Harbaugh. What's going on? What's going on, DJ Infinity? Thanks for coming through, brother. Um, talk about Michigan. They played Maryland.
Yeah.
Tua's brother is
Mm-hmm.
the quarterback of Maryland. And they struggled. They almost lost the game, man.
Nah,
Um,
yeah, they did. They did.
I think they slept, walked through the game, and was looking ahead because they got Ohio State this week. So you know,
Yeah, I thought overall, I think the first half they played really well. Then they slowly just let Maryland come in the game. You could tell they probably missed a hard ball in certain situations, man, where it just looked like they just couldn't stop the bleeding. Overall, they got the stop at the end that they needed. They're gonna be without Harbaugh at least one more week. They got the big game. Against Ohio State, man. So I don't know, man. How you feel? How you feel? How you think that game's gonna play out, man, this week? That's a huge game right there.
they just need to know where Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be at all times.
Yo, facts, facts, fact. I'm not an Ohio State guy, but Marvin Harrison, bro, that boy is the truth, man. I'm telling you, man. They were having some struggles with some Maryland receivers, bro, and and it's just not Marvin Harrison over there. You know what I mean? They got other receivers over there killing too. So, I think I still got Michigan favored to win that game. It's in the big house. It's in Michigan. I think
I
they'll.
will say, I will say this: if they do win this game convincingly, even if they win it in like a tight game, that coach, the interim coach, can make a name for himself now. If he coaches up a good game and beats Ohio State,
I think it will help him in the sense of just in case if John Harbaugh decides to go into the NFL. You know, what I mean, I think
yeah,
they'll feel a little bit more comfortable with him. Running the Michigan team. My
hmm,
thing is like if I'm Ryan Day and you lose to
yeah,
fill in type of coach, like what does that say to you and your program? Like at the end, both of these teams are coming in really hot, you know. So if Ryan Day loses to Michigan and they get dominated, I think you might start hearing some things about Ryan Day, man. If he's going to continue being the head coach over there at Ohio State, or maybe they'll have some different changes amongst that Ohio State program.
yeah, for sure. I could see that happening. But we'll see, right? Let's talk about Ohio State. Who did they play again? I
They played
forgot.
Minnesota. They dominated 37 to
Yeah,
3.
yeah. They didn't play with their food this week.
Nah.
They were scoring at will. Every time
Hmm.
I looked up, they were scoring a touchdown. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
He did his thing. All the receivers show up, running backs, whoever was on Ohio State got
Hmm.
theirs this week, and they are primed and ready with momentum going into this game against Michigan. And I don't know, man. I don't
Yeah.
know.
The big thing for me, I would say out of all this is Jordan Travis. He got hurt. Prayers out to him, man. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery, man. That was pretty nasty leg injury he had, man. But that's
Yeah,
gonna affect
yeah.
him, going into the playoffs. I don't know if it'll hurt them as far as the rankings. Obviously, I think they'll probably still be ranked top 4. The backup quarterback looked pretty good, you know what I mean? For what I saw, man, he was able to keep that offense going. They have a lot of talent around that team.
Yeah,
But my question to you is what do you think? How do you think FSU
man.
responds to the whole Jordan Travis injury?
I don't know, man. I don't know if the committee's going to be, I don't know if the committee want to see the backup quarterback for Florida State in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So this might be a big opportunity for the Alabamas, for the teams that got one loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's right there. They have an opportunity to probably sneak into the 14 playoffs. So
I think it's a possibility that they'll probably be out too because you got the likes of I think we're kind of all heading towards Georgia Alabama SEC championship game. You're
mhm,
heading towards a Washington Oregon Pac-12 championship game. So um, let's say Oregon beats Washington in a close game. You know what I mean? Like, you got to figure out between those two teams, like, who's going to get the extra spot. You got Michigan, Ohio State. You got those two going at it. So you got to see how that goes. You got to see if Alabama pulls off an upset against Georgia. Let's say it's a close game, they win by 3. What you gonna do about that? I think it's a
mhm.
strong possibility where we can have the SEC versus Pac-12 Final Four, or it's nothing but SEC and Pac-12 teams. So that will kind of settle debate who has the best, who has the better conference, I guess. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, for sure.
um, we'll see. Like Washington had a really close game against Oregon State. Oregon
But
State pulled through.
I more so equate that to the weather. It was real
Yeah, it was pretty
rainy.
bad. It was ugly.
But shout out to Penix. He hit a game winning throw that pretty much won them the game. So
Yeah, yeah. So after this week, and you know what? Shout out to UNLV. We cannot go without shouting out UNLV.
yeah, for
UNLV
sure.
came back. They were down, I think, double digits at halftime. They came
Hmm.
back and won 31-27. Man, man, really excited to see. I'm excited to see that program finally thriving. They have a really, really great team. They play this Saturday at Allegiant. They play San Jose State, I believe. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about even going to that game. It's a
Hmm.
noon game, so might check it out, man. So they have a chance to host the Mountain West Conference Championship game here on in Vegas. I think beginning of December. So, man, I definitely got to shout out them guys for sure.
Hey man, Barry Odom got a good program going over there. That kid number 11 is a beast.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
He is a beast, man. I think
Yeah.
he has excuse me, he has over 1,000 yards
Mm-hmm.
and like 8, 9 touchdowns. So, and the
Mm-hmm.
quarterback's not bad either. The kid can throw it. He can sling it. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, they got a nice little squad over there, man. I'm really proud of UNLV. Um, as far as my Missouri Tigers, they almost blew
And
it
my
against
Gators, man, they gave a they gave a
you.
good they had a good shot, bro. I don't know what to do with my Gators, man. Like
Do
we have just fallen off the grace of like
you think you
just
need a new
great.
coach over there?
Need a new coach. Like my ultimate dream is to get Dion over there to talk. You know what I mean? I think if you put Dion in that type of situation, I know. Look, I know Dion in Colorado. They have literally just not looked good this last month and a half. But overall, man, they were a 1-win team last year.
Yeah,
They were the worst team in all of college football. They resetted their whole entire program. I think they'll be better next year. I think they'll get
yeah.
more talent in there.
Mm,
I could see them maybe being like a 7 to 9 win team next year,
yeah,
depending on how many recruits they can get. But yeah, if I wouldn't mind seeing Dion taking over, but we definitely need a coaching change over there, man, because we got the talent, but I don't know, man. Just with
mm,
the last couple
mm.
years, we haven't had a quarterback to help our offense, man, move the ball, man. We've had probably one of the worst offenses in the SEC for the past, I think, at least like 5 years.
What would you do if Florida hired Jimbo Fisher?
I would that really doesn't move the needle for me, dog. Like he got fired at Texas A&M. You know what I mean? He seems like one of them coaches where I think he might have like a hot start, but within like 4 or 5 years, man, he'll probably just he'll be I don't know if I don't know if he has aged well as the years have gone by. You know what I mean? Does he even look like the coach that fits in today's college football? You know what I mean? Does he? You know what I mean? Like he's still kind of like the old days. Like Saban still is like old school minded. Like you got Jim Harbaugh and all that, but you got to develop with the times, man. You know what I mean? Getting recruits and all that is a lot harder now with the transfer portal.
Mm,
Um, Hell, I would like to see Jim Harbaugh come over if they gonna really, complain about him over at Michigan. I would love Jim Harbaugh, but obviously there's really no ties over there, so that would be kind of a long
mm,
shot. I
yeah,
think our best chance is for Dion. Me personally, I don't really see another head coach out there that we can get unless I guess if Urban Meyer really wants to come back, you know what I mean, and get back into it, but. Yeah, I think Dion, being from Florida, I think he would be great. If he can get like a job in the SEC, you know what I mean?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, he'll definitely get that Florida pull, especially since he's from Florida, and he has ties out there, and he's just a good recruiter all around.
Yeah, for
Period.
sure, for
People want to
sure.
come. Most people want to come play for Dion. It could more so be equated to playing in Colorado than playing with Dion. You
Yeah,
know that cold weather out there in Colorado. People don't want to go there,
nah, yeah.
but it's a nice facilities, nice stadium out there. And Dion's gonna get the best out of him. So
Florida got them, they got the talent out there, you know what I mean? So if you can
mhm,
keep a lot of them cats in house or away from Florida State, you see Miami coming up, even though I think a lot of the problems with Miami is the head coach, you know what I mean? I think ever since that bad call they had, that one game where it cost them the game, I think
mhm,
they just been I don't know if their confidence has been shot or whatever, but they hung in tough last week against Florida State. So, there's a lot of talent in Florida, man. So if Dion could come to Florida and keep that talent in there and then maybe prize some cats from California, maybe prize some cats from Texas, you know what I mean? Then, this program will be back. But we'll see. I don't see him leaving Colorado next year anyway.
yeah, me neither. All right, man. Let's go to the NFL, brother.
Let's do it.
NFL Week 11 recap. Um, we can
Gotta
start
start.
with
Gotta start off with the Bengals and Ravens.
yeah. Start off with that. I mean, the name of that game is injuries. Mark Andrews got injured. Now we're finding out from Harbaugh said the injury might not be as bad and he could return this season. But
Hmm.
initially, it was thought that he was going to be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Mark Jackson got dinged up a little bit. I was about to say, "Oh no, here we go,"
Yeah.
but he ended up returning. He was fine. Um, and then Joe Burrows. Now there was already speculation that his hand was already hurt because he had his hand wrapped up, but he ended up tearing a ligament in his wrist, and he's out for the season. Which that means that the Bengals season is done. Unless what's his name, Jake Browning, whatever his name is, goes out there and just pulls out, you know, something out of his ass and is able to just, take the Bengals to the playoffs, then I don't
Nah,
see. I think this. I think the Bengals season is pretty much done.
nah, it's finite, dog. It's a wrap. Like they were already behind the 8 ball anyway with them, having that slow start off to the season. Like the division is tough, AFC is tough. You can't fall too far behind, you know what I mean? So I think it's a wrap with the Bengals. It sucks, you know what I mean? Like, you want everybody to be healthy, but hey man, it's just the way it rolls, man. It's becoming an issue now with Joe Burrow where he's really becoming
Injury prone.
an injury prone type of player. You know what I mean? This is what, like the third year in a row. Like I think pretty much every year he's been in the league, he's been hurt. He has had some kind of injury, you know what I mean? Where he's been out for an extended period of time or even for majority of the season. So that's something you gotta kind of watch out for. I think they need to change their offense. I think he throws too much. I think he's a liability back there when you throw in the ball 50 times, 40 times a game, whatever. I think they need to change it up where they can have a really solid running game. You had Joe, you had Mixon or whatever. So, and he looked like he was playing pretty good, you know what I mean, up into it. So this is going to be a setback for the Bengals. Who knows what's going to happen to T. Higgins at the end of the year.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if I was those players, what's up?
Tyler Boyd's a free agent too. So
yeah, Tyler Boyd. So that whole offense, that whole wide receiving core could look a little bit different if they really want to pay. And then, I'm still not gonna look. I know the Bengals are good, but that ownership, man, they still got the same ownership, man. So if he don't see improvement, man, he can go back to being cheap again. so yeah,
cheap.
I mean,
he's already cheap.
Man, that's kind of my whole thought. And then they brought up the whole hip drop tackle thing again with Mark Andrews. So my whole thing with that is I'm gonna ask you, what do you think about that? Them thinking about they're gonna talk about the whole hip drop tackle thing, and it's looking more and more like when you start looking at the reports and reading into it that it's a strong possibility that can honestly be taken away from defensive players. So my whole thing is if they do that, how do you think that's gonna play out, man?
That's gonna suck. How they gonna tackle? How you gonna tackle somebody?
Yeah.
Now you got to try to. Now you gonna be subject to more body slams because now dudes are gonna grab them from behind.
Yeah, but we seen a couple of those yesterday. They got flagged up. So
yeah,
I know what I mean. So you can't do that.
I saw that in the Seattle game. The dude rock bottom the dude on the ground and got flagged.
Yeah. The cornerback.
Yeah, the corner. Yeah.
So win the spoon.
Yeah. So, I just look. Maybe you just find them. If you see intent. And I know it's hard to judge intent, but when somebody's being dirty and when somebody's just trying to tackle somebody.
Yeah.
If I'm if it's somebody like a Derrick Henry, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, man?
Right. Can't go high. You can't go high. You can't go low. You can't hit drop
drag me.
Then
he's dragging me to 10, 15 yards down the field when I'm hold on to him. I gotta put my weight on him, man.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how because that's just too tricky, man. How are you gonna be able to call that? You might call every tackle that if you look at it, you know what I mean? So you gotta kind of use your body weight to bring people down. So I don't know how you're gonna kind of referee that.
I think it's more so you could just look at, I guess, intent. If a dude is you already got the dude wrapped up and he ain't going nowhere, there's no need for you to drop your body down on him. You know what I'm saying? But if he's going,
that's not a dirty play because now we're getting into the whole conversation of what Bar Scott and what's my man's name?
Ryan
Clark got into on First Take. Which is you have Bar Scott literally saying it's a dirty tactic. He may not call, he wasn't calling him a dirty player, but it's a dirty tactic. But Ryan's like, look, how else am I supposed to get this man down? You know what I mean? That's been taught throughout the year, throughout all of NFL history. So I get we're trying to take out intentional head hits. You know what I mean? We're not trying to have the Kareem Jacksons of the world trying to head hunt, and do all that. I'm sure we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about that when we get to that. That game. But you know what I mean? It is unfortunate that, people's ankles are getting, hurt. That's kind of like the same thing in Jordan Travis. You kind of get the Jordan Travis situation. You kind of get the Mark Andrews situation. And it sucks. But at the end of the day, how else am I supposed to bring these guys who are athletic freaks? Like every year we see these players, man, they evolve into these big athletic freaks where it's becoming harder and harder, especially on the offensive side, to stop them. You know what I mean? So now we can't go high, we can't go low. Now we can't use our body weight. Like you might as well just break out the flags now and just call it a day, bro. Like for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a sticky situation, man. Like I said, I don't think that they should outlaw the hip tackle. I mean, it's almost part of the game. Like it's pretty much tackling.
Mm-hmm.
Like you pretty much outlawing. If I don't have a straight ahead way to hit the dude, and I gotta get him from behind,
Right.
I gotta put my body weight on. Especially these players nowadays. These dudes are 6'5", 225 pounds.
No facts.
Most of these
Facts.
receivers, man, they big, man.
Yeah.
Most corner is maybe the majority of the corners are what 6'5", 185
Yeah,
to
around
two
there. Yeah,
hundred
it's probably about
pounds.
the average. Yeah, it's about the average minus like, the rare occasions with the Richard
Yeah,
Shermans and stuff like that.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you get your rare occasion when you get a 6'1", 6'2" corner, but
Mhm.
those are rare, man. Those don't
Yeah.
grow on trees, man.
Yeah.
Most corners are 5'11", 5'10", maybe 6 foot,
Yeah.
maybe, and they're 185 to maybe 210.
Yeah.
On
Right.
on a
Right.
good day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm tackling this dude is 6'3", 6'4", 225, and you want me to not put my body weight on
Nah,
him?
for real. For real. Nah, yeah, nah, I agree, man. So
Nah.
hopefully they don't do that. Hopefully they find ways to like because my whole thing is like I get it. You trying to make the game as safe as possible. But look, this game, injuries are gonna happen. Like you don't want to
Mhm.
see it, but you cannot stop injuries from happening in this game. You know what I mean? The only way you're gonna be able to do that is, as you said, just you gotta have to take away tackling. Period. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be straight flag football. But but if you do that, you're pretty much killing your product. So, there's only so much left they can take away from the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah, they I don't know. They gotta figure that part out, man.
Yeah,
They
no.
gotta figure that part out. But don't take away all the they hadn't took away enough away from the defense. How much more you want to take away? Can't touch them. You barely can tackle them.
Hmm.
Then you got the roughing the passer, and like
Yeah,
you can't do nothing on defense nowadays.
nah,
Might
yeah,
as
for
well,
real.
like you said, 7-on-7. Just
Yeah, man, no.
7-on-7.
Maybe then Zach Wilson will probably be, probably look good. You know
He
what I'm
still
saying?
be bad. He still be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, tripping and fall on his own feet.
Hmm.
All right, let's talk about shows Steelers and the Browns. This game was horrible, by the way.
They finally lost the game, boy. Boy, I was like, good lord, please don't let them come back and win this game.
I'm not into firing people, but Matt Canada got to go.
Kenny Pickett got to go too.
But
They got-
but there is no way in hell that you don't throw the football to George Pickens. And on
if
that
I'm
last and on the last drive, they didn't target that man not one time.
No, they didn't. But if I'm Kenny Pickett, I'm just saying hell with all that. Like I'm throwing the ball to I'm throwing the ball to George Pickens. Like I get it. You want to create a play. You want to call a play that's going to help George Pickens get wide open. And we get it. Matt Canada is terrible at that. He don't know how to run an offense. He don't know how to get the flow of the offense right. He doesn't know how to get it to his best players. I get that. I understand that. But Kenny Pickett is terrible. I don't care who you. I don't care. Like he's terrible. Like
He's
you know what I
bad.
mean. So like they need a whole revamp of that whole offense. You know what I mean. You got the skill positions. Hell, even Najee Harris is looking somewhat decent. Even though I still think, which Jalen Warren showed, he's the better running back every single time. And if you give him more carries, I think you'll see more. I think you'll see a more 100-yard rushing attack with him. He had 129 yards off of 9 carries and 1 TD.
Yeah.
So we're both not wrong, but
no, I hear you.
either way, bro, I am rooting so hard the Steelers do not make the playoffs because I do not want to see a playoff spot get wasted by such a terrible ass team. I'm sorry, it's boring as shit. That defense, I feel bad for the defense. I feel bad for TJ Watt. I do. I feel bad for Highsmith. I do. I feel bad for Mike Tomlin. I do. But I'm sorry. No one wants to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers waste a playoff spot. There's a whole bunch of other teams in the AFC I'd rather watch than that fucking Steelers offense. I'm sorry. I'm good. I'm good right now. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't want to see that either.
No.
Yeah, I already told you if they and I know I'm just hyperbole because we know they ain't making no damn Super Bowl. But if
No.
they were the back door into the Super Bowl, I'm not watching.
No one's watching that. And that'll be a disgrace that
I
Vegas
don't care
first
if the
Super Bowl.
I don't care. I don't care if the 49ers is on the other end. That's going to be the biggest blowout ever.
It'll just be a waste of the first Super Bowl ever in Vegas. You know what I mean? And the crazy part is they got exciting players on that offensive side. You got Johnson, you got Pickens, you got Warrens. Hell, you might get a Najee jump over the pile type of shit. You know what I mean? You got Pat Fairmouth. You got actual talent on that side. But
They
that
do.
quarterback is terrible, and that offensive coordinator is terrible. Like, please, by football guys, do not allow the Steelers to make the goddamn playoffs. Please, I beg.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's talk about Lions and Bears. Lions struggled most of this game against the Bears, man. Justin Fields was back. And the one thing that the Bears weren't doing this year is they let him run the football this game.
Yeah.
He had 18 carries for 104 yards. He had a touchdown in the air, but most of it was him running. DJ Moore had a decent game. And Jared Goff he had one of his worst games. He had 3 interceptions in this game. But he came back in the fourth quarter and they ended up rallying and winning the game. And that shows good on them as far as, taking that next step. You know what I'm saying? When you're gonna meet adversity, even the good teams have adversity against bad
Yeah, for
teams.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the good teams usually figure it out. Even if for 3 quarters they look bad, in the fourth quarter they'll pull it out. You know what I'm saying? So, that's a good sign for them. Even though they didn't play, they had their best stuff. Jared Goff had one of his worst games this season, other than probably the Ravens game. They pulled it out at the end and they beat a division team. You know what I'm saying? They beat a division rivalry. So kudos to the Lions, man. They got it done even when it wasn't good. All game.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, I think they're finally using Fields the right way. I think they're finally understanding how to use Justin Fields. It'll be kind of curious if he keeps continuing playing well. Do they use that top draft pick for a quarterback, or do they use it to trade down and get more picks and try to add more pieces around Justin Fields? I think it'll be quite interesting. Like, if you just look at the overall possession, like the Bears had 40 minutes, the Lions had 19. You know what I mean? That's a big gap right there. So, that's what the Bears need to do. They need to control possession of the clock, and then they need to just run the ball, get Justin Fields out. Then I think that helps the passing game. You saw DJ Moore. DJ Moore could be one of the top receivers in the game. You know what I mean? He just needs the targets, and he does that too. The Lions, man, it kind of showed me that they can fight out of a jam. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of saw the best and worst of Jared Goff, but I think with the talent around him, I think you're going to see less of the bad. You know what I mean? It was just a bad overall game, but it was good to see the Lions, come back. They were down double digits in the fourth quarter, so they play really well, man. So I think both teams shouldn't really be too mad at what they saw. Like, I know you don't want to be on the losing end, but man, you just want to see progression with Justin Fields, and if they continue doing the right play calls, as I said, I'm very curious to see what they do with that pick if Justin Fields ends this year very, very strong like he did last year.
I'm on the phone.
I would be too. I think if I'm a couple teams, honestly, I think there's a couple teams. Like, I would literally be the Saints. I would literally be the Falcons. I would look at the Seahawks. Like, look, I know Geno's Geno, but I think Fields in that offense would look better, honestly, than Justin Fields. I think it would just look good. You got to figure out what the Broncos want to do with Russell Wilson. Shit like that. Hell, even no. Even the Jets, man. Like, I know you're gonna look. I know Aaron Rodgers is supposed to come back. Supposedly he's supposed to come back in a couple weeks, but you don't know. But you don't know how he's gonna respond off that Achilles injury. He is close to 40 years old, man. You know what I mean? So, I think there's teams out there.
Yeah, for sure. The Jaguars bounced back against the Titans and put the beat down on the Titans. Trevor Lawrence had a pretty good game. 4 touchdowns, 2 in the air. 2 on the ground. Calvin Ridley. We had a Calvin Ridley sighting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had a really good game,
Mhm.
103 yards and what, like one touchdown, I think he
Yeah,
had.
two. Yeah, two.
Yeah, okay, two touchdowns. So yeah, he had a pretty good game, and that was what we was expecting from Calvin really this season, more
Mhm.
consistent, on a more consistent basis. Hopefully, this unlocks Calvin really going forward, because that's what they're gonna need if they want to be like true contenders in the playoffs.
No, for
They're
sure.
gonna need Calvin really to look like the Calvin really we saw in Atlanta before he got suspended. So yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I totally agree. I think that was the most important thing out of this whole game is just seeing really getting more comfortable with Trevor Lawrence, them involving him more. Um, I'm not worried about ETN. I think ETN, as long as he stays healthy, he'll be good.
Mhm.
Ingram, you know what I mean? They got pieces all around. To me, it's all
Yeah.
about if Trevor Lawrence can not turn the ball over, and if that defense can hold up, if they can get pressure on get pressure on from their D line. So yeah. Overall, man, we came. It's what the Jags needed, man. They just need to start getting. They need to start getting some really good wins. Like we expect them to beat these lower level teams, but we need to start seeing them beat like the good teams. You know what I mean? Like they need to go on the road. I need to see them before I take them serious. I need to see them go on the road and beat the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I need to see them go on the road and beat the Baltimore Ravens. You know what I mean? I'm very curious to see how they do against the Texans. That's a big game. They need to go win that game because if they don't win that game, there's a possibility they might not make the playoffs. So
or at
and
least
not
don't
lose
win that division.
at least don't win the division. And we all know how that's very important because I think the Jags need a home game. I really do
They
if they
do.
want to try to get to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I agree. Once again, Chargers lose a close one to the Packers,
Yo, it's about
and
time Brandy Staley got fired though, right?
but you know what? I'm not even gonna. This game, this game wasn't even Staley's fault. This wasn't even Justin Herbert's fault. They had two drops that should have been touchdowns.
From your boy, from your
Hey,
boy
kill me.
that you said
Go ahead.
that was he's
Go
right.
ahead. Kill me for him. I'm done with him. He's over. He's
Yeah,
trash. He's trash.
he's
He's he's
terrible,
he's
dog.
he's dead to me.
I
Quentin
told you,
Johnson, if
man.
you're watching this, you're dead to me, son.
I
You
told you.
had your defining moment to win the game, man. The
I
ball was
told you.
right there. It just hit you right in the hands and you dropped
I told you. I told
it.
you that George that when he played against Georgia, he couldn't get open for anything. Anything, bro. I'm like, bro, that
I
says a
think
lot because that's the type of talent you're gonna go up against every
yeah,
week. You
yeah.
know what I mean? And then on top of that, now you having drops. Like, nah, that's crazy. Like,
Keenan Allen.
I low key think this is a good time for the Chargers to get out of Brandon Staley, see what Kellen Moore can do because there's always been rumors about him becoming a head coach. Just see what he got. Just see what he can do. You know what I mean? I think he's a decent offensive coordinator. I don't think he's a bad offensive coordinator. If it doesn't work out as for these last couple games, then you can revert him back to OC. And bring in whoever they need to bring in. Shout out to Keenan Allen though. He's killing. He killed it. You know what I mean? He's up to 83
He
receptions.
dropped
He's
a
over
touchdown
1,000
too.
yards. He did, but
He dropped a
overall he's
touchdown.
playing good. He did. He did. Overall, he played pretty. Overall, he's been playing a lot. But I'm just glad to see him finally healthy. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying
Yeah,
with
true.
this. I'm glad to
True.
see like he did have a drop, but overall, Keenan Allen has been one of the top receivers in the league all year, and I'm just glad to finally see him, getting the numbers that he deserved. Then for real.
Think he's gone next year?
I think it's a strong possibility. I think there's a lot of teams that can use him. But does he want to leave LA? Does he want to leave Herbert? I think it all depends on who's the coach next year, honestly.
Yeah.
But we all know the Chargers are who they thought they are. They're low key last place. I think they're last place in the division now. Low key, I think they are because they're 4-6. So they went from being everybody's darling favorites to as me and you said, bro. We know this division way too well, bro. The only thing surprising right now, I say, is the Broncos. But overall, with Sean Payton, man, you knew they were going to right the ship sooner or later. We just didn't think it was going to be with Russell Wilson in this fast. But overall, man, we all know who the Chargers was. No one needs to take them serious because I know we don't, and I know we weren't good in the beginning part of the year. So, no, it is what it is.
And I had to give kudos to Jordan Love. He had one of his better games this season. 322 yards, two touchdowns. And I think these past two games he's actually played pretty well. Hopefully he's turning that corner and showing what we saw at least in the beginning of the season. He looked like he was going to be something, and he hit the middle and it kind of got rocky for him. But you see the talent when he's on. When he's on, you see it. But when he's
No.
off, it's like.
Yeah, no, I
But,
totally agree. But because they even said it, they don't know if he's the quarterback for next year. So he needs to play well these last couple games. These last 5-6 games. So let's see what he can do.
And Texans versus the Cardinals. CJ Stroud pulls it out again. It was a pretty low scoring game. So, but CJ Stroud did what he do. I mean, he had some picks,
Mm-hmm.
3 interceptions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a bad ones in the red zone.
You definitely want to clean that up. But for him to still have all that and win the game, that still shows a lot about him and his team, and their resilience. And the defense showed up in this game. Kyler Murray had a solid game, but it wasn't nothing great. I know he's getting back from getting back on that field from that injury, so I'm not going to kill him too much for that. But ultimately, it was just the Texans pulled it out at the end. So,
nah, yeah, CJ Stroud, he's up there, bro. Like, I don't know if Panther fans feel bad, terrible that they didn't take him over Bryce Young, But overall, I think this game was won on third down. The Cardinals were 3 of 10, Texans were 9 of 13. Tank Dell had another hell of a game again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He 8 receptions, 149, 1 TD. Like Kyle Murray's playing really good, man. Texans really have a really good shot at making the playoffs. I said it, I tweeted it out. I low key think the Raiders should look into Kyle Murray dependent if the Cardinals are willing to give up on him or trade him, or if they're going to go younger as far as like in their quarterback position. I think the Raiders really should look into Kyle Murray because I think Kyle Murray can win a Super Bowl if he has the talent around him. I think he has an excellent arm. He has excellent anticipation. Yes, he is small, but he's proven that he can throw with the best of them, man. So Cardinals, they don't really have a lot of talent around him. So, I'm not really surprised, but they put up a great effort though.
Yeah, they do. They did. I'm not really going to talk about Cowboys Panthers. It was a blowout, whatever.
No, I'll talk about it. Any Cowboy fan that think y'all are great, bro, miss me with that. I agree with Stephen A, bro. Y'all have had 3 bye weeks, bro. I don't want to hear shit. Y'all have not beaten anybody impressive. Your schedule has been weak. Now you guys are gonna start getting into your real brunt of your schedule here soon. But there ain't nothing there's nothing impressive about what I've been seeing. Me personally.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not even gonna. They beat the Panthers. They did what they were supposed to do.
It was close.
What they were supposed. Yeah, it was. It was. They did that last. They did that last week against the Giants. So
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Commanders low key might play a good game because Commanders are really good at that. They have a terrible game, then they come out looking like world beaters.
Speaking of which, Maul, if I told you your quarterback got sacked 9 times, what would you say?
I mean, we got blown the fuck out.
It was actually the exact opposite. The team blew them out. The Giants blew out the Commanders, and Tommy DeVito got sacked 9 times.
But the thing is, it's them turnovers, bro. 6-0. 6-0. That's crazy. Yeah. That's wild.
Sam Howell had 3 interceptions. They fumbled the football actually 4 times and lost it 3 times. So it could have been 7.
Yeah, it could have been. Probably should have been, honestly, but that's crazy. Like Tommy DeVito,
yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. My bad.
I was about to say, it's time for Ron to go.
Well, we all know he's gone, man. Magic Johnson keeps tweeting it out every goddamn week, bro. When Magic keeps tweeting, bro, like it's coming, bro. It's coming. Like I think the Commanders, look, I think they're gonna get one or 2 guys. I don't think they're gonna give Eric Bieniemy the job. You just know that. I think it's either gonna be between Harbaugh or Belichick. Yeah. I think it's gonna be one of them 2. I think they're gonna go after a big name, a big splash, and that's just the Magic Johnson effect. And then so we all know what's going to happen. But shout out to Tommy DeVito, man. He showed out 246, 3 TDs, man. People said he was trash, but he showed out, so see how they do. Hey man, look, the Commanders got talent on that defense, bro. It's not like he went up against like the Panthers or something like that. You know what I mean? Like he went up against a formidable defense that we all can say is kind of formidable to a degree. You know what I mean? So overall, like with no turnovers though, that's what I'm saying. He had no turnovers. turnovers. Like he had a
True.
clean game. So that's why I'm like, look, he played pretty good. You know what I
No,
mean?
he
So
did.
I'm
He
not mad
did.
at it. I'm
No,
not
no.
mad at it.
Shout out to Tommy DeVito, man. It's probably your best game you're ever gonna play. It's gonna be the highlight of your career, man.
And you never know, man. You see, got to do next week, bro. You never know. You
Who they
never
play
know.
next week? I don't even know who they play next week.
I don't know. I don't know who they play next week.
I know my boy
Oh
Stan
no, they
is
play the
mad.
Patriots next week. That's who they play next week. They
My
play the
man
Patriots.
My guy Stan is mad right now. He wanted them to lose.
Nah, well, sorry, buddy.
Then you got the 49ers at the Buccaneers, or the Buccaneers at the 49ers. 49ers handled business. It almost got close for a second there.
Yeah.
But the 49ers defense showed up. Shavarius Ward had got hurt in the latter part of the game. But the rookie that they put in there, he showed up. He made some plays. So 49ers end up winning 27-14, man.
Yeah. Biggest news I think is Hufanga.
Hurt for the
Tore his
season,
ACL, so he's out for the year. So that's a blow. But overall, man, Ayuk had a big game. Man, Niners and the Niners, man. You just kind of expect, what you're gonna get with them. So they'll be there at the end. So nothing really surprising there. Chase Young really looks really good with the Niners. Though. He looks really good with the Niners. He looks really good.
Then the Buffalo Bills got back on track, beating the Jets. I did like what I did.
Did they though? Did they though? Or they just got lucky with who they played?
I'll say this. Man. I did like what I saw play calling wise. They ran the football more.
They did.
They did a lot of more throwing the football out of the backfield to the backs, a lot of screens to the backs. I do like that. That helps Josh Allen out a lot. It will open up the field for him more. And he ain't just throw the football, hold the football for about 20 seconds and see if you can find Stephon Diggs and maybe Gabe Davis gets lucky and open down the field. That was their offense. Now it looks like they're opening it up a little bit more with the run, shorter passes out of the backfield, got other guys more involved. And if they can show that, they may be able to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they may. I said I low-key think it's more that the Bills played the Jets. Like, bro, the total yards, Jets had 155, Bills had 393. The Jets were 0 for 11 on third down. Penalty-wise, Bills had 8 for 77 yards. Still didn't help. Look, listen here. They had 2.6 yards per pass. That's how pathetic Zach Wilson is. Now, obviously, we got the news that he's benched. They're going with Tim Boyle for the foreseeable future. So that's pretty much a wrap for Zach Wilson and the Jets. I'm sure they're celebrating in New York right now. But overall, man, with the Bills, Allen turned the ball over again. Had another interception. So that will never change. I think they got the Eagles next. I don't know if it's this coming week or if they have a bye week or something like that. But, I just got to see, man.
They got them next Sunday.
Next Sunday. So, you know what? I low-key wouldn't be surprised if the Bills won that game just based off of what the Eagles got to face this week. I think they're very motivated tonight to beat your team. I think that's their main focus right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills, really have a good chance to beat the Eagles next week. But I don't know. I'm still not a believer of the Bills, honestly. Can't do it.
Yeah, me a show. I saw a show last night because he cut my son's hair. And we was arguing about the Bills. Oh, they're gonna make the playoffs. I keep telling y'all, man. I'm an NFL guru.
Well, it's gonna be tough. Like their schedule gets really, really tough here this last year.
The Chiefs, they got what the
Eagles,
Chiefs,
Cowboys. I think they got to play the Dolphins again, the Chargers. Yeah,
I think they got the Cowboys.
They got to find a way to get to 10 wins. They got to find a way to get 10 wins. So
yeah, most definitely. Who else? Then you had the Seahawks and the Rams. This game was about injuries too. Geno ended up getting hurt. I think Drew Lock finished the game, didn't he?
No, I think Geno came back in. They say he's going to play on Thursday. So,
okay.
I think it was a bad game. I think it was just a tough divisional game that the Seahawks lost.
What's your name? I know what's your name. Stafford took a shot to the gut.
Yeah, man. But that's Stafford, bro. His health chart is gonna be so bad. His health chart is thick, bro. They're stapling shit on his goddamn health chart, bro. It's crazy.
They tried to do a flea figure on that play.
Yeah, he got blown the fuck up.
Yeah,
he got blown up.
I was like,
Nah, he did. He did. He did. He did.
Seahawks was out there, were not playing with them. They was rock bottoming people.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, Devin Witherspoon was trying to. He was trying to do a Dudley Boys move on. Shit was crazy. Nah,
he was
no.
like, I was like,
Nah,
yeah, you better get
facts.
flagged, bro. You better
Nah, he
get that
did. He
flag.
was like, "Yo, my bad.
He even
See,
said
little shit
my
like
bad.
that, man.
That's
See
all,
that?
man.
Yeah, man. So I just think it was just a bad. I think it was just a tough big conference play game, man. I think Seahawks will be, but they can't get too many more losses though.
No, they can't. All right, man. Then I'll get to your game in a minute. This is Sunday night game, Vikings, Broncos. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't watch this game. But,
I watched a little bit of it. Russell Wilson looked like an ordinary Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? He had the big drive at the end that won him the game. I thought Joshua Dobbs played pretty well. You know what I mean? Like Kareem Jackson again. You know what I mean? He's at this point, bro, gotta get suspended for the year, bro. He's not gonna learn, bro.
He just came off suspension, and then you go headhunt
again, and it wasn't even like an accident. It was like, bruh, clearly
clear as day.
2 feet on the ground, lowered his head and launched.
And
Come on, man. Like overall, I think the Vikings look good. I think Dobbs still look good. I think they need Justin Jefferson back. I think if they get Justin Jefferson back, I think they will have a real chance to make the playoffs. But big strong win for the Broncos, man. It looks like they coming on strong, man. I don't know if this puts them in third or second in the division. It might be second. I don't know. They're the second or third behind us. So let's see what's up.
Let's find out. The second,
yeah. So we're third,
yeah. So, and then let's talk about your game, man. I mean, it was close. It was close in the beginning.
Listen here. Look, I know people are want to say. All right, let me find the shit. All right, look. Overall, I thought we kept it close, man. Usually in games like this against big teams, especially in Miami, bro, we never look good. We're usually down 21-0. We were down 13-14. We kept it respectable. Aiden O'Connell had a big play with Devontae Adams, but then after that, he couldn't hit shit. You know what I mean? They said our defense played well, but the Dolphins still had 422 total yards. How great was it? How great was it? I don't know. It could have just been bad play from Tua. You know what I mean? I think they had a couple drops as well. Aiden O'Connell is who I thought he was. Like at the end of the day, I just wanted it to be respectable as far as like the game, which it was. I think there was a lot of chances we had to win that game, but Aiden O'Connell's Aiden O'Connell, bro. I get it. He's a rookie. I get that people are saying be patient with him. Anybody that's now saying that Antonio Pierce is a terrible coach or a terrible lead, that's just crazy, bro. Like Antonio Pierce I'm still a fan of Antonio Pierce. I'm still a fan of what he's doing. I still want him to have a legit shot to get this.
Bro, if that was Josh McDaniels, that game would have been worse.
It would have been worse, bro. Like honestly, we would have been blown out by like it might have looked like 70-20. It might have looked like that. It might have looked like the Broncos game. So you know what I mean? Like overall, we fought, but we need a quarterback. We need a quarterback. Our offensive coordinator, the play calling was kind of in. Josh Jacobs didn't have a really good game. Our offensive line, it wasn't really the best. But, I said, I'm just happy that, we're playing a little bit, at least a little bit more respectable. And, at least we're hanging in games. But, I know I said that I had us making the playoffs. That was just more for just me just praying and hoping and wishing that we could get a win. Because like honestly, for us to really make the playoffs, we need to get to 10 wins. So we need to win. We definitely need to win next week against the Chiefs. We have to. If we don't win that game, we're not making the playoffs. So but that's just kind of my whole feel. Like, I'm not surprised, but I am pretty happy to see how hard they play, But get Marcus Peters off my fucking team, bro. That boy be laying tackles like, my God, bro. Like he don't cover. He's scared to tackle. He don't do shit. He hasn't really done shit at all this whole year. He had like the one interception, but overall, man, he's just terrible, bro. Like he's trash. Like get him off my team. Get off my team. Please.
Yeah, that's the Marcus Peters experience, man. He'll get you a couple of them, but He gonna get burnt and double. He gonna get a double move put on and get burnt.
Yeah, he get burnt. He's scared to tackle. Like,
He won't hit.
yeah,
He will
so
not hit.
nah, he's scared to tackle Tyreek. That shit's crazy. Tyreek smaller than you. How you old land? I'm like, bro. Like, yeah, but shout out to the Raiders.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we got one more game today. My
Yeah, man. So
Chiefs
how you
versus
feeling, man? You know what I mean? Game time is around the corner, a couple hours away, man. So what it feels like, man? How you think this thing's gonna play out?
I'm always going to trust Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes off a bye week.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, of course, the elephant in the room is it's always going to be the offense and these receivers. Hopefully, Andy Reid took this bye week to pinpoint, condense this thing down. Stop having so many wide receivers out there and
Mm-hmm.
just get your best three.
Yeah.
And go with it, and then sprinkle the other guys in here and there for as far as breather and rotation period. You know what I'm saying? But I would hopefully they got Rashee Rice. I think Justin Watson is probably the other good, reliable receiver that they have, and
Uh-huh.
I guess MVS, and just sprinkle everybody else in. You know
So
what I'm
let me
saying?
ask you. Let me ask you. Who besides Mahomes and Kelsey, who is the most important person on that offensive side you need to see do really well for them to win against the Eagles?
Rashee Rice.
Rashee Rice.
Yeah. They got to capitalize. They got to capitalize on. You saw it in spurts. When they gave the kid the ball, he made something happen with it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So use him the same way they use him. In that Juju role, he's good for that right now. And I think he's more explosive than Juju. Juju just had more experience. Juju knows how to. He knows how to attack zone
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he played in the game longer. You know what I'm saying? The kid's
Mm-hmm.
still learning, but he showed glimpse that he can do it. So you know what I'm saying. Let's feature him as at least the number two guy.
Yeah.
Outside of Kelsey, and then just trickle it down. Justin Watson has a rapport with Mahomes. He gets all the down the field stuff. He's good at that. I think he's better than MVS than that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
use him, and then just sprinkle, everybody else in. Sky Moore, whatever. All that.
Yeah. On my end, I would say I think Pacheco needs to have a decent game. I think Pacheco needs to have a decent game to help out the passing game as well. I think
McKinnon.
he need
McKinnon is the other person.
McKinnon.
They need to feature McKinnon more out of the backfield like they did towards the end last year. If McKinnon is getting going, and hopefully this is the second half of the season, hopefully they start revving
Using
him
him
up.
more. Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I think Pacheco needs to have at least like a 17 carry, 90 yards, maybe a
mhm.
TD type of game. I think, me
No,
personally. I
I
think
agree.
McKinnon needs to get more involved because I think, me personally, I think McKinnon might be your best receiver. Me personally, he might be your best receiver. So next minus, obviously not counting Kelsey though. So
Mhm.
we gotta see if Kelsey, on his little tour overseas with his new wifey, didn't affect his legs. You know what I mean? We got to see that. I'm curious. I'm curious to see how Jalen's knee holds up. I know there's been talk
Yeah.
about his knee, being affected. I'm very, very interested in seeing that Trick McDuffie, AJ Brown matchup.
I think
I'm
it's gonna be
definitely
more so Legarius
I,
and
I,
AJ
could
Brown.
be. But we'll see. I think Treatment Duffy needs to play AJ Brown at least a couple times though.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
overall,
yeah.
but I know Smith's the bigger cornerback, so I get
Mhm.
the whole matchup. But even then, you still got Devontae Smith. I'm
Devontae
curious to see
Smith,
how
yeah, of
that goes.
course, of course,
I'm
of course.
definitely curious to see how the Chiefs D line goes against that O line with the Eagles.
Mhm.
That running
Mhm.
game against that D line. Obviously, you guys still don't have Nick Bolton, so you'll be pretty affected by that. But overall, man, this is the matchup we all been kind of waiting to see all week. I'm very excited to see this game. I'm just gonna sit back, relax. I have no dog in the race, even though I don't want to see y'all motherfuckers win. I don't, but at the end of the day, I don't have a dog in this race. You know what I mean? I know we were supposed to go watch the game, but due to unforeseen changes, that shit will not happen. But
Yeah,
man, I'm excited, man. I think this was hopefully this lives up. Hopefully
yeah.
this lives up to all the excitement that we've all been waiting for. Hopefully it's not no blowout on either side. I don't want to see that. I want to see a really good game, go down to
Mhm.
the wire, and then keep it that way. Everybody stay healthy and just keep it that way. So.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Hopefully, we can see good Patrick Mahomes today.
I want to see it all, man. I want to see a great Patrick Mahomes. I want to see a great Jalen Hurts. I want to see some plays made by both defenses because I think both defenses are elite when playing in the right way. You got players across the board. The only thing for me, the only thing, as I said, and I will always bring that up, is your wide receiving core. Can they make the big play? Because I think that's the only thing the Chiefs are missing to looking like the old Chiefs. Now you guys have been winning games because that defense has been the MVP. Now you know what I mean. So can these receivers step up? Because one of these games, even in the playoffs, they're going to need at least one person besides Travis Kelce to make a big play, to have a big game. Because if you don't get that, to me, it's going to be really, really hard for you guys to make it back to the Super Bowl and become champions.
I agree. All right, brother. Who's your offensive player of the week?
So my offensive player of the week, I am going to have to let me look at the stats. You know what, man? I'm gonna go with Dell. I'm gonna go with Dell. 8 receptions, 149, 1 TD. Really good game. I'm going with him.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Josh Allen. He had 275, 3 touchdowns. He had other than the interception, he had a pretty clean game. So I'll go with Josh Allen for a good bounce back. Defensive player of the week.
Man, I'm gonna have to go with Jalen Ramsey, dog. He had 2 amazing interceptions, man. You know, I mean, he was kind of like the savior for the Dolphins. I told you, I really believe Jalen Ramsey coming back to that defense is gonna really help that defense really become not saying like all-time great, but just they're going to be a threat. They're going to be a top 10 defense to me. And then you get that with the offense, man, you know, who knows, man. So, yeah, Jalen Ramsey is my defensive player of the week. Even though you got player of the year up here.
That's a year? Oh, well. You know what I mean.
Yeah, we know, man. We know. We got to give you a hard time, dog.
No, I'm going to go with, shoot. I'm gonna go with Myles Garrett, man. 2 sacks. He continues to be the defensive player of the year, man.
You saw that clip where he picked up the Steelers helmet, and they were like, "Nah, give me that back." So he's like, "Nah, you ain't getting this shit again." That shit was hilarious, bro.
Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, that's my defensive player of the week, man.
For sure.
All right, man. Let's switch it up. A little bit off of sports, get a little serious, man. Cassie and P.Diddy, she had sued P.Diddy with on a civil suit, allegations of rape, abuse. There was, it was a clip out of P.Diddy talking to Cassie. She was like under the covers or whatever, and that was kind of weird. Claimed that he auctioned her off to other men, and did stuff like that to her, and he ended up settling out of court with her. I think it was last week.
Quick.
Real quick. There wasn't no, we're gonna fight this, and I'm gonna prove my innocent type deal. He just paid her off, and got that out of the way, and probably gonna get swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Because of who he is and, how much money he garnished. But what's your thoughts on the situation?
My whole thoughts on this thing is, you're starting to slowly hear more and more stories about Diddy and how he is.
Did you hear the Wale story?
Yeah, I heard that story. Like people have been posting like a whole bunch of different clips of Diddy and Cassie together, a whole bunch of different clips with Diddy. I saw the one with Dream Champs with him talking to Fabulous, about him partying with him and how uncomfortable it looked like Fabulous was. I saw the clips with Justin Bieber and how he never hits him up, and you saw Justin Bieber looking uncomfortable. When you hear when you read the whole script on what they were suing for, it's pretty wild, man. He had these little freak offs and shit where, he would have Cassie pretty much hit up male escorts and, watch her have sex with the male escorts while he over there masturbating and shit. Like people have their own kinks, but in the sense of like how crazy that shit is, you know what I mean? Like, I say everything's alleged. You know what I mean? This is more of a civil suit than anything as far as like him being prosecuted. So everything is allegedly. You know what I mean? Like we don't know all the facts, but when you start hearing more and more stories, kind of start piecing everything together, man, it kind of makes Diddy look like, they don't look too good. So shout out to the people, man, who are breaking these news, man. Finding out the real information on what's going on with these people, man. Because sometimes we idolize certain people, man, when they don't need to be really idolized. You know what I mean? You start seeing the true colors of what they are. We all know Hollywood can be a little weird. We all know the deep dark secrets of Hollywood, and you know what I mean. If you don't know, do your research. But this is just a sad case, man. Hopefully, you know, um, Cassie can get the you know, find her
Well,
peace,
yeah.
find her hopefully she's in good mental health spirits and stuff like that, man. And if all this stuff is true, allegedly, man, Diddy, sooner or later, man, it's gonna come out to light, man. And if it is true, man, then we got to start reassessing how we view Diddy.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out on Diddy right now with
It
the
is, man. Like, yeah,
Tupac situation. You got alleged him doing like weird
right.
parties and stuff with
The
Jamie
whole
Foxx.
the whole story with Mace told when he found out Biggie died and all that type of stuff, man. He just slowly starting to like, look, man, all these people aren't telling, like, look, I know some of these might be false, but look, when a lot of these stuff come to light, man, it all sounds similar, man. Some truth has to come with it, man. People are just not saying this shit just to say this shit. But
Yeah,
there's a lot of fear amongst people talking out on Diddy, man. Some people are willing to do it, some people are not willing to do it. You know what I mean? So,
see
um,
Joe.
yeah, I'm gonna get on Joe later, but I said everything's alleged, so it's kind of hard. But at the end of the day, man, I just thoughts and prayers to Cassie, man. I think she has 2 kids now or something like that. I don't know if she's married, remarried or whatever, but hopefully she finds her peace, man. That's all I can really say, man. No woman needs to go through that. No man needs to put a woman through that, man. That's just pretty sad and pretty pathetic. But I said everything's allegedly, so we'll see how the future goes.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. Let's switch to boxing. Shakur Stevenson, man, he had a fight last Thursday. It was supposed to be kind of. I want to say
Coming
coming
out
out,
party. I
but
think it was. I think it was a
yeah,
coming out party to a degree because he had the big showcase. You know what I mean?
yeah,
ESPN right before F1. You know.
yeah, yeah. So it's a big showcase to show that he's one of the top fighters in that 135, 140 division. He can get the Tanks, the Haneys, the Tiafimos, possibly guys in that stature. And it was a underwhelming, lackluster performance, to say the least. He faced Edwin De Los Santos,
Hmm.
who was a really good fighter in his own right, very fast guy, has power, um, and a counterpuncher himself. Now, you always hear the term in boxing, styles make fights, and
Yeah.
when you put two counterpunchers in there with each other, you're usually going to get matches like this where the guys are going to play chess. They're not going to really too much brawl. They're waiting for the other guy to get aggressive so they can, you know, go off of that and build their combinations and their offense off of what the other person does. They tend to be more defensively minded fighters. So both of them were kind of timid and not really throwing no punches. It wasn't just Shakur. It was Edward. Edward had opportunities too to do it, and sometimes he would rush them, but it wasn't on a consistent basis.
Hmm.
But on Shakur Stevenson's, and there was made mention that his left hand was bruised, and I think it was a possibility. I'm not making no excuses, but there's a possibility that he was more hurt than let on, but he didn't want to say nothing because the importance of this fight. So, and he really didn't, he threw the left hand a few times, but he didn't throw it like he usually does.
Hmm.
So it might have been, I don't know if his hand was broke, if it was just really hurt and he just didn't want to throw it as much and he didn't want to break it. Um, but it was a lackluster performance to say the least. Everybody's coming out saying that he's not it now. People have turned on him. I'm not going to turn on the kid. I still think he's a very talented fighter. And I think that the thing about Shakur Stevenson and what I've learned is that when there's a motivational thing with him too. Like when he feels like the dude is beneath him, he'll kind of have fights like this. This ain't the first time Stevenson has had kind of like lackluster performances where he just kind of like does enough to win. He's done this before, got criticized, fought Jameer Herring, who's a really good fighter. And a lot of people were picking Jameer Herring to beat him because they thought, oh, Shakur ain't it. And he beat the stuffing out they do. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also a motivate. Like if I don't think if he gets in there with Haney or Javante or any of these top god names, I don't think he's gonna put a performance like that in there because he knows that if he did, he get knocked out or he'll lose. So I think I don't like I said, I'm not trying to make excuses because he's not even making excuses. He's even saying himself and admitted, hey, I had a bad night. I gotta do better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I do want people to understand that the kid still is a great fighter. It's just, he had a bad night. It's like Terrence Crawford said, you have these nights, you get the dub, and you move on to the next performance and try to have a better performance next time. So
No, yeah, I feel you. I just think Shakur Stevenson didn't really do himself service. You know what I
no,
mean?
he did.
Like all the talking he did, and rightfully so. You know what I mean? He's trying to create a fight. I think there were certain people who were scared of him, at the time to fight him. But overall, when you're on Twitter, screaming out, I want this person to fight me. I need this person to fight me. I need that person to fight me. I'm better than you, 100 times better than you. All this type of stuff, and you come out hurt or not, you went out there, hurt or
Mm-hmm.
not, you went out there. You put on a really terrible performance. That kind of just shows. Look, that kind of really reconfirms what Devin Haney's been talking about. That you know what I mean, like not an exciting fighter. Even though I don't think Devin Haney's that much of an exciting fighter either, but I think it's just gonna be harder for him to sell because I think there's gonna be a lot of look that arena wasn't even sold out for the Shakur Stevenson fight. Then on top of that, how piss poor the fight was, you had people walking out booing. It doesn't really help his reputation. He needs to rebuild his reputation up. And I think Shakur Stevenson's still a great fighter. I still think Shakur Stevenson's a great fighter. I think he would. Me personally, I'm still having favored me personally to be Devin Haney. I know in the books wise they wouldn't favor Devin Haney, but if they don't and they have him like a real underdog, I'm taking that bet. I would still take that bet. Yeah, I think you're right. He does have his kind of like he goes through his motions when he's not fighting a real particular like type of fighter where he believes he's just heads above and he don't really take serious. I think that's a problem. He needs to really fix that because that could really do him in at one time. You know what I mean? There's going to be a fight where like he does that and he's gonna get caught slipping. He's gonna do it to the wrong fighter. So he might lose the card by like he may not get hurt, but he might lose the card. He might lose all them cards. He might lose by decision. He might get TK'd. He might get knocked out. You never know. But if you want to be a great fighter in boxing, man, you got to take every opponent as seriously as from Tank to De Los Santos to if I'm in the fucking ring with your ass. You know what I mean? You just never know what happens. So I think he needs to really rebuild his image. I think amongst fans, I think amongst viewing public, because at the end of the day, boxing is an entertainment sport. You do need to entertain. You do need to find a way to sell tickets because that's going to help you make more money. That's going to help you get bigger fights. Because right now, Tank is looking at it like, damn, I got to be the one to sell this fight. You know what I mean? People are going to have a hard time want to buy a Shakur Stevenson fight. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody's gonna buy a Shakur Stevenson fight after that. Hell, if you get the Shakur, like I'm gonna ask you, do you think Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney should be a pay-per-view fight right now?
Only because of Devin Haney.
I don't even think that.
If Haney beats Progress, he's gonna want pay-per-view money. So
he's gonna want pay-per-view money. But I'm gonna ask you, how many pay-per-view buys do you think that would do if it was pay-per-view? I don't think it would do 300.
Well, here's my thing. Before we get into a Haney or a Tank, Shakur needs to fight somebody to put himself back in good graces.
And who would that be? You think it should be Frank Martin?
I'm just about to say that. ESPN Plus, a Friday night, Saturday night fight featuring him. Get another cold main event guy, whatever. Kashawn Davis, his other buddy that he kick it with. Let him fight somebody and give me Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson. Let's just do that. That was already rumored. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason, it didn't happen.
The fight
Whatever.
was supposed to happen too, but then that
Yeah,
backed
yeah.
up. Yeah.
It backed out. Whatever. That was supposed to be the fight that past weekend,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't happen. So set it up for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go ahead and do it. Shakur can put himself back in good graces if he fights a Frank Martin and takes him serious as he should, because Frank Martin ain't nobody to play with. I'm not saying he's on the same level as some of these other guys, but he's still a really good fighter. So you got to take him seriously because he will knock you out if you don't. If you beat Frank Martin in a convincing fashion, I think you will get people back on your side. And now we can talk about you and the Haneys and the Tanks and guys like that. So
I agree.
He needs it at the top of next year, and I'm talking about maybe February, maybe even January, but soon you need to get back in the ring, get this bad taste out of people's face, the mouth, whatever, and go fight Frank Martin.
I totally agree. Like, I think. Look, I'll say this. Like, let's say Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence have the fight Super Bowl weekend. I think Shakur and Frank should be on that. I think they should be the co-main event because I think you'll have all the eyes you need. You'll be in a sellout arena during Super Bowl or wherever the hell it's going to be. You know, it don't have to be Super Bowl weekend. I still strongly believe there's going to be a fight Super Bowl weekend. But if that's the fight, he should be on that undercard. Fuck it,
there
ESPN.
is a fight Super Bowl weekend.
That is the fight for Super Bowl weekend?
No, so there is a fight Super Bowl weekend.
UFC.
It's a boxing match.
Oh, there's a boxing match. Who fighting on that card? Who fighting on that card?
It's an exhibition.
What, the Mayweather one? Oh, oh yeah, when he fighting the Gotti dude. It's out here in Vegas.
Yeah, it's a rematch. He fighting him again.
It's in Vegas. Oh hell no, hell no. Anyway,
Saturday, Super Bowl Sunday. So Super Bowl weekend.
That's crazy.
I saw that. I meant to send it to you. Like, hey man,
see that shit.
Get your wish, man.
Hell no, that shit's terrible. But that's terrible. But anyways, I low-key think he should be on the undercard for the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence whenever that happens. Or if he is going to do it solo and have him be the main card fight, I said it got to be on ESPN or something like that. But yeah, he got to show out soon. He need to come back at least by March.
Another fighter, Frank don't do it. This person, look, he didn't have a good fight on the Crawford and what's the name card. I actually think he got exposed, and I'm glad Tank ain't fighting this dude again. But go fight Isaac Cruz, Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Go knock him out real quick. You knock him out, he still got a name. People still like Isaac Cruz.
No, they do. Yeah, they do.
And if you beat him up, you get back in people's good graces. And styles make fight. He is the perfect tailor-made fighter for you, Shakur Stevenson, because he is going to be aggressive. He's going to throw wild punches, and you can get your stuff off on him.
No, facts, because I don't think Shakur can be his natural boxing self. I think he needs to go out and put on a show. I don't think he needs to go out being a tactician. He needs to go out and try to knock somebody out. I think that's the only way, man. Because if he puts on another boring fight, it's just gonna be really hard for him.
Adrian Broner.
Yeah, he's just gonna fall out of graces, man. You know what I mean? It was that bad of a showing. You know what I mean? I hate to say that because Shakur Stevenson is still a young ass fighter. He's still young as shit.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
24?
Yeah, like I don't think he's 25 yet, so I don't want to like sit here and dampen on the kid. Like Shakur Stevenson is really thoughtful in the sense, like he even came out and was like, look, even all the shit I put on a bad show. I expect to get killed. That's going to happen. So I expect him to be better. You know what I mean? I think Shakur Stevenson will show out his next fight, whoever that is. But it has to be a big name, like you said. It has to be a Frank Martin. It has to be Isaiah Cruz. Hell, even let's say because of the bad showing, like they think Devin Haney be like, I can fuck this kid up even more. Let me go ahead and just get this quick bread. You know what I mean? They might do some of that shit. Ryan Garcia was talking shit. You know, I'm sure Tank is talking shit. You know what I mean?
I low-key had a conspiracy theory.
That he did that shit on purpose to try to get a fight. It's a possibility.
He did it to bait him. He did a bad
because I low-key thought Shakur Stevenson was one of the most duck fighters next to Terrence Crawford, me personally. You know what I mean? So it could be a possibility. You never know. Like he could just play the card like, look, I know I'm gonna win, but I'm gonna have to take this L real quick. You know what I mean? Try to get them to believe that they can whoop my ass, and they take. All right, bet. But I agree, he's gonna have to take like a lower cut. He gonna have to take
Yeah.
that 20%. He's gonna have to take the 20%. Just eat it, bro. That 20% will still be a big payday.
Well,
Just
he
eat
said
it.
it, but no, he said it because they was already exposed that never happened. That they never offered him that 25%. Because
Oh
he
yeah.
said it on the Gilly and Watto thing. He said it. He said if Devin Heyman offered me 25%, I would take that. He was like, dog, that's like what, $5-10 million?
Yeah,
Of
yeah, yeah, right,
course. Why
right.
wouldn't I take that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
more than I've ever made in my life.
Nah,
Of
facts.
course I'm taking that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah.
So I think he would take the 25%. I don't think the money is the issue. It's just the guy stepping up and really offering them the sheet. These people lie. I
No,
don't
I
know.
know,
We're
I know, I know,
in
I
this
know.
era of lying about who offered what, who did what, who said what. I don't
Yeah.
pay attention to that mess until it's like when the contract is signed, sealed, and
Then I'll believe it. Yeah,
Michael
yeah, yeah.
Benson and Michael Copperin and all these dudes, Dan
Right.
Rafael and all these dudes announce, hey,
Yeah,
the fight
yeah,
is
yeah.
happening on this day. It's signed. Let's go.
Right. So yeah, no. At the end of the day, man, Shakur will be better. I'm sure we'll talk about the fight this weekend on Wednesday. I'm really excited about that fight. I'm really excited about that card. So we'll talk about that on Wednesday.
It's
But
this Saturday, right?
it's this Saturday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This Saturday. Can't wait.
Benavidez.
Benavidez,
Andrade.
man. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it should be a good fight.
That's gonna be good. Even the undercard, man. You got Charlo fight versus Benavidez,
Charlo.
little brother.
Yeah.
Is it little brother or older brother?
Younger brother.
Younger brother.
Yeah. Crawford whooped his ass a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he was talking shit and knocked his ass out.
Yeah. Maybe he should stick to acting. But anyway. All right, man. Let's talk about Partisan Fontaine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're not privy to pop culture, Partisan Fontaine was the longtime boyfriend of Megan Thee Stallion during the whole Tory Lane situation. And she distanced herself to Tory Lane. She started messing with Partisan Fontaine, who's a rapper. I forgot the name. What was that song called?
No,
Him
I
and
forgot.
Cardi. It was
I
him and
forgot.
Cardi. That was the only hit he had. But he recently pulled out, I wouldn't call it wasn't really a diss song. It was more so like a let me talk to you type joint. Like, let me, I'm gonna reveal some things about you. Not really like, oh, it wasn't like, oh, fuck you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? No, it wasn't one of them
Right.
diss songs. It was just more so like, you hurt me. It was like it was coming from a disappointment and hurt. That's what this song was coming from.
Right.
And he just pretty much broke down their relationship. I know the big part was, the devil was a servant for some streams. View girl. I hope it was worth it. This ain't for Megan the Stallion. This is for Megan the person.
Look, at the end of the day, man, there's two sides to every story.
Yeah.
There's two sides to every story. And he told his side. You know what I mean? And it just, he pretty much just saying Meg is a liar. Meg cheated on him. Because I listened to the song, I didn't know about it because I was looking through the list of topics and stuff, and I was like, Partisan Meg. I was like, what is he talking about? So I looked it up and I listened to the song. And I was like, damn, he really just told everything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then obviously you got the females talking about, oh, Partisan's whack for doing this shit. I'm like, well, Megan just had a song talking about him. You know what I mean? And one of her singles that just came out. So. When the moment you do that, hey, it's free game at that point. So, Partisan said a lot of stuff that Tory said in one of his songs, you know what I mean? As far as like, the timeline in it. But, look, this is between them. Prayers and condolences to both people, man. Hopefully, you know what I mean? Though, if Megan did that, then, she's done stuff that a lot of other women have done. Party's done stuff that a lot of men have done. That's between them two. Hopefully both of them got it off their chest through these two songs and they can just move forward. Partisan, he got him a bad one. I forgot Shorty's name, but she fine as hell. So, and then, Meg doing Meg shit. You know what I mean? She got her album coming out. So, man, overall, man, hopefully them two can just, split, do their own thing. I know a lot of people have strong feelings about Meg, especially with the whole Tory thing. Some people believe her, some people don't. Even in the song, Party kind of hinted that Meg was lying about the situation. But, overall, you're going to have your believers and, people that don't like Meg and people who like Meg. So that's just the way it is. And that right with that situation, at least for me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, man. Let's talk about Angel Reese,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
basketball college star for LSU. We all know her from last year. She was the one who was, well, most of her, the whole season, she had a really good season, but, they faced Iowa in the championship. She was known for, taunting Caitlin Clark after they won. She's been doing I guess you off season tour, pretty much boosting up her stock as a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, coming into this season, they got smacked by Colorado. A lot of people were, talking trash about her. That's gonna come with the territory. Once you make yourself a famous celebrity per se, and start getting into headlines, the TMZs, the shade room type stuff, people are gonna talk about you, especially when you're an athlete, because they want to see results. That's all they care about.
Mm-hmm.
Are you winning? And if you're
Mm-hmm.
not winning, obviously you were doing something else. Or if you wasn't doing all this off season stuff, you probably played better, blah, blah, blah. We don't know that girl's work ethic. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what she does in all season. She could be working hard, whatever. But supposedly she's not on the team right now. They asked the coach about it. She claims that she's still on the team. She's just away, and she's hoping that she comes back sooner. Um, what's the other chick on LSU's name? Falana.
Mm-hmm. Her
Uh,
mom, yeah, her mom came
her
out.
mom on went at Angel Reese's mother, saying something like, "Well, you should know better. Your daughter has a 2.0 grade point average or lower." So there's speculation that she's not eligible right now. That her
Mm-hmm.
grades have slipped. I don't know. This is allegedly. This isn't. Nobody's confirmed this. Not the ESPN, not the Fox Sports. Nobody. So, what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
My question, I got a question for you. So I've been seeing a couple podcasters, predominantly women, black women at that, who've had problems with the coach not coming out totally giving why Angel Reese is not with the team. They think it's harmful because people could come up to their own conclusions of it, and they think that's very harmful to Angel Reese. So I low key, I'm curious to know like what your opinion is about when you hear certain things like that.
Um, it's not like the coach threw her under the bus. Like it'd be one thing if she Bill Belichick, Tom Brady this thing and said, "I don't know, you need to ask Angel Reese."
Mm-hmm.
If she would have did one of those, then it would have been like, "Well, damn, coach," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I personally think that she's speaking. Not to say she may not know the information, but maybe she's doing her best not to highlight the situation. Maybe she's just like, "Look, Angel's still on the team, and we hope she comes back sooner than later." You know what I'm saying? And that's the best I can give you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving you no more information. That's, what I'm saying? Because that's really not my business to tell you that. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
right now, and maybe they're not all the particulars are not, you know what I'm saying, there. Maybe they still trying to figure out what's going on with her. Maybe she's
Mm-hmm.
eligible, maybe she's not eligible. I don't know. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
some other issues that's going on in her life. You know what I'm saying? We don't know the situation, but it's all speculation. Every time I read a publication, it's speculated that she's ineligible. It's not,
Yeah. Yeah.
edged in stone. So I don't have no problem with the coach did. She didn't throw him under. She didn't throw her under the bus. She kept it vague. She kept it short. She kept it sweet. Look, Angel's on this team. She's still up. She's still a part of this team. So she still backed her up, saying she's still on this team, and we hope she comes back sooner or later. I have no problem with that. Like I said, if
Yeah.
she had did some Bill Belichick, Tom Brady type stuff, hey, where's Angel Reese? I don't know. You need to go ask Angel Reese. That would have been bad.
Yeah.
I would have had
Nah.
a problem with that.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like I low key think in the sense that she might have been protecting her too.
Yeah.
Like like yeah, she's still part of the team. Like we still love her. We hope she gets back
Mhm.
soon. But there's a couple things she has to resolve before she can come back to the team. That's all that needs to be said. I've seen this before with plenty of other college coaches before. So when I start seeing stuff like that, I'm like, you got to kind of do your research. This has been happening
Mhm.
across the board through especially college sports. If it is a GPA thing, she just needs to refocus. Get her grades back up and hopefully be back of the team. Like they didn't have a really great start, especially with them losing, especially with them talking all that mess. Like, look, let's be honest. Like, you really talked mess to the All-American white girl and Caitlin Clark. That's not going to fly, dog. So, like, look, you are this young black woman who's making a lot of money in college and NIL. You went at one of the best white female players in Caitlin Clark in Iowa. And you talked your mess, and you had the whole thing where people were complaining about her talking her mess. But in the same sense, it's like Caitlin Clark does the same thing. But we all know the way this world works. So the moment LSU starts off slow, people are gonna come out. The moment Angel Reese has these issues, and now she's suspended supposedly due to GPA or whatever reason, people are gonna come out and they're gonna talk their mess. So. It's gonna come with the territory. Like Angel Reese, had a hell of a summer, man. She got her boyfriend. She's making a lot of NIL money. I don't know if she was distracted or what, but man, hopefully Angel Reese can come back. Hopefully they can, right the ship. You know what I mean? It's a long season. This thing goes all the way till March. So, but it's gonna come with the territory. So it's nothing surprising to me. But she's got to be strong, man. The more eyes are going to be on women's sports, the more you're going to start getting this. And I feel like females need to really start getting used to this. You know what I mean? The men have been going through this for years. If you want to be on the same level as like the NCAA March Madness, men's March Madness as the women is, or WNBA with the NBA, you're going to get this. The more eyes, the more you're going to have speculation, the more you're going to have gossip. The more you're going to have people watching your sport, and they're going to make their own assumptions, or they're going to have their own opinions. And it's just going to come with the territory. And you cannot sit there and cry about it. You cannot sit there and bitch about it. Like, it comes with the territory. And if you put yourself in that situation, you got to expect it.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, man, hope she gets back on her feet, man. And I hope everything's all right, man. Because at the end of the day, I mean, she's still a young lady with a lot her life ahead of her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. She'll be all right. One small step back, she'll be all right.
You think she goes to the WNBA?
With the whole NIL thing, it all depends, man. These players are making a lot of money, so I think with the NIL deal, this is why I think it might help college, because it might slow the process of players wanting to leave so fast. You know what I mean? Because it's not like they're desperate for the money. Like if you're getting that, $5 million, $7 million, every year that you're there because of the NIL money, like that could go towards your family. So that might make you feel more comfortable in staying in college a little bit longer, and maybe graduating or whatever. Like you don't feel that pressure to leave the league now, unless if you that's your ultimate goal, which I'm sure it's a lot of ultimate goals for athletes. Then you might see that, but. No, we'll see. Like, I don't. What was she, like a junior this year?
I think so, or a senior, one of the two.
Oh, she's a senior. Then obviously she'll be gone. I think Caitlin Clark. I think this is definitely Caitlin Clark's last year. So.
She's gonna be the first pick overall. So.
Oh yeah, that'll be easy. That'll be easy. You know what I mean? Hopefully she finds a way on the. I was gonna bring it up. Would you trade Kelsey Plum for Caitlin Clark?
Yep.
You would.
Yeah, she just broke Kelsey Plum. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, okay. Yeah, for sure. No, I would. All right, I love you, Kelsey. I do. You had a great season, baby. You got us a championship. But give me Caitlin Clark and Angel Wilson. Just great.
Jackie Young.
Give me that squad. We're going undefeated, baby. New York ain't beating us.
Nah, New York. I'm not really a Sabrina Ionescu fan. Not really. Nah. That's just me.
That sounds personal, man.
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
I had to run in with her. I work with Tom, but I ain't gonna bring that shit up.
Wednesday, story time.
There's a couple athletes I got stories about where I'm like, bro, I'm not a fan of these motherfuckers no more.
Wednesday, story time. All right, man. Let's do flowers of the week, man.
Oh, you don't want to talk about Andre? You didn't talk about your boy? You didn't talk about your album? What you think about the album? What you think about the album, dog?
Man, I got to track 4 and I was done.
I think that's great meditation music, bro. Like I think if you want to
Man,
put yourself to sleep,
I'm
it's
good.
good. I think it's cool, man. And
I
he
thought
got the greatest song titles of all time. I'm sorry, he really does.
the flutes was that didn't like.
You saw
I would,
Pitchfork gave it an 8.3 out of 10, right? They still
they
called it a rap
would.
album.
They would. Yeah,
You
it
don't
was in
like
the rap section of Apple Music.
it was. Even though I don't think it should be. That's
Should
just
have been
crazy in
in.
its own.
Should have been in the folk.
Yeah, it should have been like folk or instrumental type shit. But I think it was a good. I think it's a good, harmonizer, man. It might rest you, ease your soul, open your third eye, man. Andre 3000, man.
Only thing that's good for is to take some instruments from that damn thing and make beats around it. That's what it's good for.
Hey, man, he just, he took where the wind took him. You know what I mean?
Never.
But
Anyway,
anyways,
I love you, Andre. You one of my favorites, man.
mm-hmm.
Do what you want, man. This is what brings you inner peace.
Hey, man, good for him, man. Good for him.
I just had to wait for a feature or two or something.
Right.
So,
All right.
Flowers of the week, man.
All right, man. So I got 3 of them, man. First one, I'm gonna give it to LeBron, man. He showed out last night, man. He's been playing really well all year. My man's 38 years old, still the best player on the Lakers, which I don't know how that's possible. He had 37 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists on 73% field goal shooting. So shout out to LeBron James, and then also shout out to Bronny. He also mentioned that Bronny's getting closer to coming back. He just went. I think he started practicing with USC this weekend, so looks like he's gonna head in towards playing. So that shout out to him. And then the other 2 are albums that dropped or deluxes. Drake's Scary Hours 3, amazing, bro. Thank you. This is what we've been wanting. You know what I mean? I loved all the songs that came on it. Shout out to Drake. And you know what? Shout out to my guy Tory Lanez. Alone at Prom Deluxe was fucking amazing. Free my man Tory, man. So flowers to
That album.
Yeah, he dropped his deluxe. It's the deluxe. The original was Alone at Prom, but it's the Alone at Prom deluxe. So it was like an extra, I think 7 songs or something like that. All of them were amazing. Really good. So shout out to those 3 gentlemen, man.
Yeah, shout out to them. Mine is going to Caitlin Clark. She broke Kelsey Plum's WCBB D1 record with 39 career 30-point games. And that's why I want to trade her for Kelsey.
Damn, dog. Damn.
That's why I want to. No, Jesus. No, but Caitlin Clark is the best college one of the best basketball players in the world and women's basketball.
Have you seen the female Kyrie Irving on South Carolina? She's cold, my guy. She is cold. You saw, bro. She did this one move, bro. She shook the fuck out of that chick. Oh my god.
That's South Carolina.
But I ain't seen a female dribble the ball like this. I ain't seen no shorty dribble like Kyrie, bro. She nasty, bro.
USC is nasty too, though.
No, she nasty too. There's a lot of really good.
Juju Watkins, watch out for that one.
Listen here, man. The WNBA gonna have some nice players coming in, dog. WNBA getting better by the year, bro. So you gotta look out for the WNBA. WNBA about to be popping in the next couple years.
You think with all these players coming in, they need to expand?
Well, they're already expanding to San Francisco. They already announced that. So I think,
they're going to San Francisco? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think that team is going to be established in I want to say 2025. So they're already slowly establishing that. There's the talent across the WNBA is becoming really, really, really good, man. There's players across the board. These ladies are definitely making this league a lot stronger. You got all this young talent that's coming in the next couple years from college, man. So I'm telling you, man, the WNBA, man, that's going to be it's already, to me, I think it's a fun sport to watch. I'm a big Aces fan. I've been to a couple Aces games. Those ladies are fucking amazing. Like, I love them. So when you get the Caitlin Clarks, the Angel Reese, and all these other ladies that are coming in, bro, the league is just going to get better and better and better. And then these ladies will get paid more eyes on the sport. They're selling out NBA arenas now, some of these teams. So hopefully more of these teams with more talent, just more eyes for these ladies so they can make more money and get what a lot of these women deserve. Like, A'ja Wilson deserves a lot. She's the face of the WNBA right now, and I don't think it's close.
No, neither.
Yep.
So yeah, shout out to those, man. Flowers of the week, man.
Yeah, flowers of the week. Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Who's your hell no?
I got another 3 for you. I got another 3-pack for you.
3-pack, huh?
I got a 3-pack, man. I
Okay.
know. Trust me, because motherfuckers getting out right. All right, so number 1, this goes out to the nigga that made raccoon soup. Like, you need to be thrown in jail, my God. You
That's
are
a
terrible.
delicacy in the South,
I
man.
don't care. That is fucking disgusting. Go to jail. You need that,
Why?
like, bro. Nah, that's the raccoon soup.
That's a
Get out
delicacy
of
in the
here.
South, man.
I don't care.
What's the
That is.
difference between that eating alligator and rabbit?
I don't like it, but it's raccoons, man. I'm good. Get that shit out my face, bro. Get that
You
shit out my
don't
face.
have
That's like
to eat
motherfuckers
it.
eating snails, bro. Like, man, y'all just making shit up to eat at this
Escargot.
point. I'm good. I'm
I'm
good.
good too, but I'm
Might as
just
well
saying
eat
it's a
your own snot,
delicacy. It's
bro.
a
Nah,
delicacy.
the nigga from Raccoon Soup, get a hell no. Number 2 goes to Joe Budden for number 1 putting your shit on another paywall for some bullshit that you didn't want to talk about. You couldn't talk about Diddy, bro. You talk about everybody else, but you can't talk about Diddy. You talk about L.A. Reid. You talk about Tory Lanez and Meg. You talk about everybody, but all of a sudden you don't want to talk about Diddy. Now all of a sudden we got to talk about your family and shit, because that's get the fuck out of here, Joe. I love your podcast, bro. Come on, man. But you was tiptoeing the couple clips I've
Diddy
seen,
got
bro.
you scared. Like, you heard this story about Wale getting draped over a balcony.
Come on,
you
man.
ain't want to get 5 hearts.
Yeah, man. And then
That's
they
what
wanted
it
to say
is.
some
Big
shit
red.
about, and then they wanted to say some shit talking about, like, oh, you know, you don't talk about your close friends and shit. I'm like, when the motherfucker is raping and beating up women, you need to speak up about that shit, dog. You need to
You really
like, don't give me this.
You ridiculed your best friends and fired them
Come
for
on,
months and
man.
years.
Come on, man. Like, come on. Joe, and some of the rest of the guys on that, they get a hell nah for that episode. And especially put that shit behind a paywall. You don't want to say shit. And then on top of that, you don't want to talk about the Drake shit too? Come on, man. Come on, man. What are we doing, dog?
You should be clapping it up because you won, man.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
He went in the studio because of you, Joe.
Talking about, oh, I don't want to be a pawn for all this shit. I'm like, come on, man. So he get hell nah. And then my third one goes to Teresa Thompson. This chick talking about she lies on halftime reports because if the coach don't tell her, she make up some shit. Come on, man. You got to have some kind of ethics, which would be, with journalism and shit. That shit was kind of a trash take, man. You know what I mean? That's just laziness. And for you to be even having the opportunity to now host, Thursday night football and stuff like that, like, that's kind of crazy. You have a lot of other people that put in the work and you over here lying, and then now you being successful. I think that's kind of crazy to me. Like, I don't even know how she still has a job. So she gets my third and probably biggest hell nah of all the 3.
That's that privilege.
Let that be Pamela, shorty with the crazy ass hair, do that shit.
Pamela Oliver.
Yeah. Pamela
Shout out to Pamela. She been on them sidelines for years.
She ain't doing it no more, huh? I haven't
Since
seen
I was
her
a
on
kid.
there.
But she has a sickness.
Oh, I didn't know that. That.
Because there was one time when she was on the sideline and she seemed like really drowsy and sleeping. A lot of people was like, "Oh, she drunk." It was like, no, she got a sickness.
Gotcha. Well, praise to her. I did not know that.
Yeah. She had. I saw an interview. It was an article where she talked about it.
Okay.
And she said, she had like this kind of sickness that she's been dealing with. That sometimes it comes and goes. So
I apologize for talking about her hair. My bad. My apologies.
No, look, I love you, Pam. But them wigs was
nasty crazy. Nasty work, dog. Come on, man.
You needed
make
to
too
call
much money to be that shit.
What you should have did was call Lisa Salters, because she was on the sidelines for years. I know y'all crossed each other's paths many games. You should have saw what she went to, her beauty technician or whatever. Got your hair.
Yeah, her hair looked like it's the shit that was shaved off of the raccoon before it got thrown onto the suit. That shit's crazy.
Pam. But I love you. You're a legend, baby. You're a legend. My hell no goes to Slim Thug.
Slim Thug. What'd he do?
He puts out a post talking about the whole P.Diddy and Cassie thing, says she just wants money, and that there should be a timeline on when women should come out about anything about rapists and anything like that. Yes. I understand that there are times when women, the Bill Cosby thing and all this other stuff, but there should be no statute of limitation of when a woman comes out about rape. I'm sorry. I don't care. Some women are scared. Some people don't want to reveal that type of stuff. That is a hard thing to come out and talk about. Especially when they feel like they can't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine how a woman feels when something like that tragic happens to them, mentally, physically, all that good stuff, all that bad stuff. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying?
mhm.
So for you to tell a woman when you got to come out right now, no, man, it may take years for her to get over that and
Yeah.
finally had the courage to come out and say something. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Even
right.
talk to somebody about it. The first step is talking to somebody about it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then come out publicly when you're in that light. You know what I'm saying? You're somewhat famous or whatever,
Mhm,
and you want to come out about a powerful, famous person who has all the pool and all the resources in the world, and you got to come out on that person and tell
mhm.
them he raped me. That's that's a tough thing, man.
Yeah. No, it is. It is. It is.
Your brain, you probably mentally don't. I mean, he ain't gonna get in trouble, and which P.Diddy probably still won't get in trouble. He settled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How many directors and executives and whatever got caught up on rape charges and you ain't hear nothing else about it?
Mhm,
They still making films. They still getting money in this world.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure there's many more out there. So Slim Thug, you get a hell no, brother. You gotta. It sounded like you was revealing yourself too. So
Hey, hey.
sound like he's putting yourself out there, brother. So
Oh
you
my
get this.
God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. Bye. You get your goddamn ugly ass on. Oh my God, bro. Oh.
So yeah, you get the hell no of the week. All right, man. Another one in the books, man. You know what we gotta do? I gotta pull it up. Gotta give a shout out to Glitch Energy.
Mhm.
Pow. Shout out to Glitch. And I always do that, man. You gotta start telling me, man, to take down the hell now before I put the Glitch Energy up, man.
Yeah, that's crazy talk. Come on, man. Figure you would have learned by now, dog.
I get so excited about, doing the Glitch Energy, I forget the hell
Mhm.
now. But yeah, shout out to Glitch Energy. Glitch Energy drink offers a wide range of delicious flavors to suit everyone's taste performances. Whether you're into fruity flavors like Maui Punch and Cherry Bomb, or prefer something unique like Blue Smurf and Grenades, there's something for everyone. Glitch Energy drink is not only great for gamers and workout warriors, but also for everyday people who simply need a boost of energy. It's a healthy choice that you can feel good about. You can find more information and purchase Glitch Energy drink at glitchenergy.com. Remember to use the promo code Crystal and Mall to get 10% off your purchase and start enjoying the benefits of this delicious and energizing drink. Shout out to Glitch Energy.
Yeah, shout out to Glitch, man. Appreciate y'all for real.
And whatever streaming platform you use, man, whether it be Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, Amazon, whatever you use, Crystal Lamar Podcast is on there. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If it's your first time on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification button. So on Mondays when we do our live streams, you can jump right in with us at noon. And also, if you're on Facebook, all that stuff, subscribe to the page, man. So when the lives come up on Facebook, you can see us, and Twitter too. You follow us on Twitter, you'll see it up top. Our lives will go up top, and you'll be able to tap in too. Now you won't be able to say nothing to us because you got to like really subscribe.
Mhm.
I mean, you can subscribe to us. It's gonna cost you
That'll
some
be
money.
cool. That'll be much appreciated.
But yeah, do all that good stuff. Whatever social media platform you use, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and Twitch. Follow us at Crystal the Mall. We'll follow you back. We're fans of sports and everyday life just like you. So we will interact with you. We're not Hollywood people over here. We ain't trying to act like we famous or nothing like that. We're everyday people like y'all. So hit us up, man. Give us critiques. Give us feedback. You know what I'm saying? Send us some topics. You
Mm-hmm.
give us a topic or a question that we like, we'll shout you out on the show. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Such and such said they want us to talk about this. Boom. You know what I'm saying? We want y'all to be a part of the experience just like we are. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with us. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the people out there, man. All right, brother. Until Wednesday, which will be Saturday. Until Wednesday, we out.